Hello, I'm going to make some bread today, so I thought I'd share my journey with you. I use a bread machine situation for this because I feel like it helps me. My son eats so much. It feels like I have an assistant when I use kitchen appliances. So I use the bread maker and I just put it on the dough setting because my daughter doesn't like the shape of this bread, this bucket thing. So I just put it on the dough setting, and then once the dough is complete, I put it into a regular loaf pan and then bake it that way so it looks like real kind of fresh bread. So it's nice. It's shaped nice. It's better for slicing and for sandwiches and stuff like that. So here's my process. I'm just gonna do the white bread because it's fast and easy, and I'm out of a couple of ingredients to make other kinds of bread. So, and I'm completely out of bread. I haven't bought a store-bought loaf of bread in years. I used to make bread in a regular bowl and water and yeast and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, since the kids got older, I got the bread machine and it's a helpful appliance for me. But yeah, store-bought bread, oh, it's gross. I can't even go there. Bakery bread, on the other hand, is beautiful, but I just make it at home. I just make bread at home. It's easy for me to do. So here goes the process. The thing I like about making bread this way is that it's pretty precise. So we weigh all of the ingredients, and I'm just following the manufacturer's cookbook here. So we're gonna start with 270 grams of water, and 272 is close enough. And then we're adding adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil. That would be 30 mils. We don't have to weigh those kinds of ingredients, but like the smaller portions, it's just easier to weigh the big stuff. So then now we got, according to my little cookbook here, we have 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. The yeast needs the sugar to be able to grow and be activated. We have 1 teaspoon 5 mils of salt. And then it says, I'm using all-purpose flour right now because I'm out of the bread flour. So it says to use 451 grams of all-purpose flour. The amounts would be different if I was using bread flour because of the protein difference between the flours. So this, I'm just gonna weigh it all in, add it into the correct weight. So 451. And I like weighing as opposed to measuring. It's just better. The product is better. Oops. 451, not 490. 451. There. 452 I think I can live with. And then we add a teaspoon and a quarter of yeast. I'm using bread machine yeast. So 1 1/4. There. And it's simple as that. And now we're just gonna put this into the bread machine. Okay, all of my ingredients are in this little bucket thingy, and we're just gonna put it in here and let it start doing its thing. So I just have it on the dough setting. You just press start and it just does it for you. And then in about an hour and a half, I come back and put the dough in a loaf pan and bake it. So I'll show you that. See, it's doing it all for me, and I can go away and do something else. My bread maker just beeped at me, so it's ready to go. So, there. It's all kind of fluffy and stuff. So now we're going to put, I got my little pan here. Just gonna olive oil it a little bit. And I like to get my hands a bit, oily just because of the dough, and then you just pull it out like that. And then you can kind of form it a little bit. I just kind of shape it into kind of a little loaf. Kind of an oblong, kind of a smooth hill sort of a thing, like that. And then I can't really see, kind of plop it on its top and then flip it over, and then just kind of fold it in. So the olive oil is kind of spread on top of it. Then I tuck the sides in. I'm really not technical or fancy. I just get the job done, right? So it kind of looks like this. And then try to find a knife here. I take a little knife, and then I just slit the top of it. That just kind of helps it rise. So then I put this in someplace warm for maybe 15 minutes or so. So I have, I turn the oven on to broil and let it heat up for maybe a minute, and then I shut it off, and then the oven gets nice and warm for it to rise. I also have a dehydrator, so I put this loaf inside the dehydrator, and it's really good for proofing any kind of bread. So I put it on the very lowest setting, so it has a nice dome and it's all covered and it's all warm. So those are the two ways that I proof my bread. So this is going to rise for about 15 minutes. Here is our beautiful loaf of bread that we're making today. So this was bread machine dough. Then we put it in this little pan to rest for about 10-15 minutes in an oven. And then I just turned the oven on to 350 and set the timer for 30 minutes. And this is what came out. So this is our beautiful loaf of bread. And so this is what I do every second day or so. It's pretty easy. So right now I'm gonna let this cool, completely cool, and then it'll separate from the sides, and then it'll just pop out. And then I let it sit for another hour or so just to let the crust dry up, and then it's good for slicing. So I hope that inspires you.